it out. Now we will move on to the second part of the video, which is who, what, and where. So, kalau tadi kita discuss very technical things like sound systems, so synonyms, and then sounds. Now we will talk about the informations. Who, what, and where are the informations that exist in every dialogue. Problems in such questions will be in the fact that conversation works in a context. Who, what, and where can be very implicit and hinted. The listener then has to infer the information based on the talk alone. It is important that the listener has a full understanding of the conversation so as to avoid missing the implicit informations. Who, what, and where. Who and where are usually very implicit. Jadi dia tidak disebutkan. Saya siapa yang bicara atau mereka bicara di mana. What are over there. So it's easier for you untuk menjawab pertanyaan what. But untuk who dan where, they tend to be very implicit. Maka dari itu, you have to make sure that you understand the whole conversation. Let's take a look at this example. Number 1, exercise 4. I'd like to deposit this check in my account, please. Would you like any cash back? Who is the woman? Would you like any cash back? So the man says that to deposit this check. So who do you think a man will talk to when words such as deposit and check and account come out? The only possible answer is bank teller. See, so you infer. Jadi kamu mengambil kesimpulan from the information that available. Maka dari itu, it will work your mind harder than simply just sound system tadi. Okay, let's check number 2. Have you deposited your paycheck yet? No, but that's next on my list of errands. What will the man probably do next? So because he said that next on my list of errands, it means that's what he'll do. So what will he do? What will he do? He will go write a check, save his money. So he'll go to the bank, basically. So C is the answer. Gitu ya. And then the problems lies for passive sentence. As you know that passive sentences are different from the active ones, mainly in the position of subject and object. Passive sentence put the object first and the subject later, or sometimes fully omitted. The sentence has to be carefully analyzed to avoid misunderstanding. Alice, exercise 5 number 1 here, Alice needs to pay her tuitions today. So her tuition has already been paid. Jadi kalau kalian lihat yang man bicara itu adalah passive sentence. If you need to learn more about passive and active sentence, please do tell me because I'm expecting kalian udah bisa passive and active sentence di semester 5. So, but her tuition has already been paid. Jadi itu passive. What does the man imply? So, the possible answer would be C. Alice has already paid her fees. Jadi itu dibalik aja posisi subject objeknya. If the dialogue said it in a passive form, the answer is in active form. Next, a sentence can have multiple nouns. Jadi as you know, nouns can be a subject or an object of a sentence. At least you have one noun in every sentence. But sometimes you will have multiple nouns. Nah, multiple nouns often makes you confused karena it makes it difficult to infer who doing what, which is what. Di sini misalnya, do you know who is in the band now? I heard that Mara replaced Robert in the band. So I, subject noun, and then they have Mara and Robert. So here Mara replaced Robert. It means Robert is old one and Mara is the new one. Jadi jawabannya di Mara took Robert's place in the band. Kita coba yang number 1, exercise 6 ya. Why is Bill not at work this week? His doctor made him take a week off. His doctor made him take a week off. So what does the woman mean? Artinya, Bill took a vacation on his doctor's order. Begitu ya. So you just have to be careful in that part. Which of doing what. Okay. Hi, the last part is negatives. negatives. Negation is the opposite of affirmation. Jadi ada kalimat positif, lawannya adalah kalimat negatif. The simplest marker for negation is not, the word not. Not will arise in a negative sentence formations following a modal or an auxiliary verb. Other markers for negations include negative words such as no, nobody, and then none, nothing, never, and also some affixes, or in this case is specific to prefixes such as an, in, this. Kalau kalian masih nggak tahu prefixes itu apa, okay, we can discuss under the comment ya, besok. Today, okay? In an impossible, for example. Disagree, for example. Itu adalah negations. Nah, the combinations of different markers of negations within a sentence will create confusion. So, ketika kalian menemukan ada beberapa negative negation markers in a sentence, it will confuse you. Let's see a sentence. I have nothing to give you. B, I don't have nothing to give you. The two sentences are total opposite. Sentence A has a negative meaning, but sentence B has a positive meaning. Sentence B has double negations. Ya, ada do not, ada not-nya, ada nothing. That force the sentence to become positive. However, in many different English accents, the non-central one, jadi yang outer English, African English, for example. Double negatives which stay as negative sentence is very common. Jadi ada beberapa tempat English accents yang walaupun dia ada double negative, dia tetap negatif. However, untuk TOEFL test ini, double negative will be regarded as positive. Next, negative words can also be found in a comparative sentence, which then gives birth to a superlative sentence. Kalau misalnya kalian lupa apa itu comparative and superlative, we can talk about it. Please do tell me. Jadi kalau misalnya ada negative words yang kalian temukan di comparative sentences, biasanya dia akan jadi superlative. Misalnya di kalimat ini, no one is more beautiful than she is. No one is more beautiful, karena no one is more beautiful, maka dia yang paling beautiful. And then he couldn't be happier. He couldn't be happier. He is extremely happy. Kenapa? Karena that's no more happiness possible for him. Jadi tidak ada kebahagiaannya lagi yang mungkin for this guy. So if I have a word, you couldn't be slower, what does it mean? The last one, we have what's so-called almost negative. Apa itu almost negative? So there are adverbs that if they are colloquially paired with verb, will become an almost negative sentence. Jadi kalau ada beberapa adverb yang dipasangkan dengan kalimat, dengan negative sentence, dengan verb negatif, dia a verb, any verb, dia akan menjadi almost negative sentence. Adverb like hardly, barely, scarcely, only, rarely, or seldom adalah the examples. Jadi kalau misalnya ada kata itu in a sentence, such as I hardly see Maya in class this semester, I hardly see Maya in class this semester, it indicates that Maya doesn't come to the class, but just once or twice. So it's still positive, but almost negative. So it's still positive. So let's take a look at some examples here. We have exercise 8, number 1. Paula, you worked so hard setting up the field trip. I hope no one's unhappy with the arrangement. I hope no one's unhappy. So it's double negative. You have no one and you have unhappy. That's why the answer is she hopes everyone will be pleased because he wants everyone to be happy. And then for exercise 9. Here, I heard that Mona's been offered the manager's job, but she has hardly any work experience. What does the woman say about it? So ada hardly di sini artinya dia almost negative. So it's still positive, but like very small positiveness. Jadi jawabannya adalah D. Mona hasn't worked for very long. Because why? Because she hardly has any work experience. And the last one is for comparatives. Have you, exercise number one, have you gotten over your cold yet? I couldn't be feeling any better today. I couldn't be feeling any better today. So he feels terrific. He's feeling the best. Like nothing can be comparable to his feelings. Okay, then that's it for the material discussions. You can always repeat this video if you want to learn more. I think it will end up just like 2 parts, but 2 parts is okay too, or maybe 3 parts. Let's see. But basically, you have to watch everything before we start the discussions. And I also have a script of what I'm talking about in a PDF format, so you can check on that kalau misalnya kalian kesulitan to catch my spoken one. That's it then. See you in the discussion board. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.